Welcome, everybody. The 2023 NFL Draft is over, so it's time for NFL Draft Grades. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to be going over the AFC West Draft Grades. All right, as mentioned, the AFC West is up today in our NFL Draft Grade series for the Game House. We're going to be going through each division, so make sure you check out the other videos as well. We'll have more coming out next week, too. We're going to get it started with the Denver Broncos. The Sean Payton era is getting started off, and their first pick was Marvin Mims, the wide receiver out of Oklahoma. This one didn't really make sense to me from a roster standpoint. They have wide receivers galore. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, Tim Patrick. But they got someone I guess Sean Payton wants to work with. We heard the rumors that they would be trading one of their wide receivers before the draft. They didn't do that. That was the time to do it if they were going to do it. They still might, I guess. But Mims is a good player. I really like him. It just really seems like an odd fit to figure out who's going to be on the field and when. And now you're just tanking someone's value by not playing them if you do play Mims. So just one of those things we have to figure out going forward. But I like the player. Drew Sanders, the linebacker out of Arkansas, started his career at Alabama. I think could play inside linebacker. He could rush off the edge. Whatever they think they need most, I think, is where they're going to play him. But could do both and did both at a high level. Riley Moss, the corner out of Iowa, did struggle against some of the premier athletes, including Wan'Dale Robinson, who was at Kentucky when they played last year's bowl season. J.L. Skinner, a big hitting safety from Boise State, and an interior lineman in Alex Forsythe. I give it a B-. Didn't have many early picks. Picked Marvin Mims with their first pick. Which kind of didn't really fit what I thought they were going to do. Drew Sanders is a very good pick, and some of the other guys I think can maybe be good depth pieces down the road, and maybe even starters down the road. So B-, not the greatest, but they were kind of set back by not having the best draft capital. All right, the Kansas City Chiefs gave this one a C. We're going to start it off edge. Felix Anudike-Uzomah. They lost Frank Clark, and now they need to get more edge rushing help. George Karlaftis was drafted last year, but they need more than that. Anudike-Uzomah is a very streaky pass rusher. He'll have games where he gets 4 sacks. He'll have games where he gets 0. Sometimes there's not much in between, but we'll have to see if they get some more consistency out of him. Rashee Rice, the wide receiver at SMU, he actually stretches the field vertically pretty much, which fits in with what the Chiefs like to do and a lot of the receivers they already have on the roster, but I like him as well. Wanya Morris, the offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. And we're not going to go through all of them, but I also like the Keandre Coburn pick, the defensive lineman out of Texas. Give it a C. They had a needed edge rusher, but they kind of reached on Anudike-Uzomah. Rashee Rice will fit in with one of those receivers, but if they really wanted someone to stand out from the receiving core, they could have drafted one earlier. And I don't know. It seems like the receivers don't matter as much as, you have Travis Kelce and a bunch of receivers who are there, and that's cool. At least since last year when they didn't have Tyreek Hill. Even Juju Smith-Schuster's gone now, so it's good they got a receiver, but how much will leave an impact? I don't know. Wanya Morris, I think, could be important because they're going to have Lucas Niang at the right tackle. They're moving Jawan Taylor from the Jaguars, who they signed, from right tackle to left tackle. Wanya Morris, who has some experience at both, could be a good pick here to maybe have more value down the road than he does right now. So C for them. It's not the greatest draft. They got some solid players, but I would have thought they would get maybe some better ones to help them with their Super Bowl repeat push. So we'll see how they do. The Las Vegas Raiders, B- for them. They started off taking Tyree Wilson, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Didn't get a lot of pressure on quarterbacks last year, but this is kind of confusing to me. Like, it's not a confusing thing that they took a good player in a lot of people's eyes, but it was a little bit of a reach for me. And then they also have Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, so where do you line these guys up? I'm sure they'll figure that out, but just, kind of surprising to me. Michael Mayer, the tight end of Notre Dame, my top tight end on the board. Darren Waller's gone. Foster Moreau's gone. Go get Michael Mayer. Give him the ball. He's a very good security blanket. I think fits in perfectly with this offense that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be operating. Byron Young, the defensive lineman out of Alabama. Not really flashy, but he'll get the job done as a role player in the NFL. And then Trey Tucker. We thought Tyler Scott would be the first Cincinnati receiver taken in this draft, but they took Trey Tucker. Pretty big reach on that one. I like Jacorian Bennett as an athlete at corner. They need some corner help. I like that one a lot. I thought they were going to go corner first round. And then they just, other guys to fill out the draft class there, as you can read. I give it a B-. I don't really understand the Tyree Wilson pick. The Byron Young was probably a little bit too early, and then Trey Tucker was definitely early. We'll see how it pans out for him. I don't think this is a draft where we're looking back in 5 years saying this was exceptionally great. I don't think we're going to be saying it's exceptionally bad either. I do think having a safe pick like Michael Mayer is really going to help them. And now we're up with the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a draft that I didn't think was going to happen, to be honest, for them. This is, I thought maybe wide receiver first round, but I thought they'd go with the speedster. They went with Quentin Johnston, who has speed, but he's also like 6'3". So I guess what this means is Quentin Johnston and Mike Williams play on the outside. Keenan Allen moves to the slot. He's very good at running routes. So that should help a lot. And I think they can make this offense really, really good. And then when one of those two is injured, which has happened a decent amount in the past, you still have a guy you can go to in Quentin Johnston. Tuli Tuipulotu, the edge out of USC, had like 15 sacks last year for USC. Versatile. He might be a little bit of a tweener because he's, does he play edge? Does he play interior? I think he can figure out a way to make him successful in the NFL. Deion Henley, the linebacker out of Washington State, a little bit undersized, but kind of a good chaser, good tackler, and I think that could help out. Older prospect as well for him, but he's very athletic. I think he can figure out how to cover as well. Darius Davis to help with special teams. TCU, really good speedster, going to be your return guy. Don't know how much he's going to see the field when you already have Quentin Johnston. And then going down the list, Jordan McFadden, pretty good pick. And then Scott Matlock, defensive lineman, a solid pick there too. And then Max Duggan, they went with a lot of TCU Horned Frogs in this one. Going to provide some depth. Probably won't make the roster, might be practice squad for the first couple of years, and then we'll see what they get anything out of it. I give it an A, right? Because their two receivers have shown injury issues. You need to make sure Justin Herbert has enough firepower to go after it. Now it's up to, I think, Brandon Staley to keep his foot on the gas in playoff games maybe. Then you get Tuli Tuipulotu, again, tweener, but he has the sack production, Deion Henley. That's a pretty good haul from your top three picks. After that, you at least get a good special teamer in Darius Davis, so I like that as well. I'll give them an A. So, those are our AFC West draft grades. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We're going to be going through more divisions as we go along with this project. Make sure to stay tuned for that. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.